Station Studio here at Encore Film and Music Studio.
It was so remedial.
It was very remedial. I just felt like I need to go sit in front of Rosetta Stone after that.
And the show is called Halftime
It's Showtime.
Yes, Halftime is Showtime. Awesome. But anyway, before we move on from the high school segment, we forgot to talk about one more. There's a Battle of the Bands that's happening next weekend. And it is the
original Battle of the Bands. If you are from, not even from Atlanta, because when I worked with them, we actually toured and went to several different states and hosted original Battle of the Bands. So if you see the original Battle of the Bands, that's what this is. Well, it didn't happen this weekend. It was supposed to be a 2-day event.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a 2-day event.
And the marquee said, featuring FAMU versus Clark Atlanta.
Oh dear.
Wait. Let me find my thoughts. I think Albany State, Winston-Salem, Jackson State, but they didn't know they were coming.
Oh wow. Talladega,
though. Talladega, they were ready. But no. When I say they were ready, I mean
they showed up.
No. But it was funny because it was canceled the day of, which was yesterday, due to inclement weather. Which is why I brought my umbrella. You just never know.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry, really.
Right.
Yeah,
however,
clouds are in the sky.
It did not rain at all.
You know
yesterday.
It didn't rain?
It didn't rain anywhere in Georgia yesterday. Let's be clear. There was no rain, no precipitation. The climate was fine. It was actually wonderful marching band weather. We'll say that.
You know, that really whomps. You know, you just got to play those types of things by ear and just make decisions that are within the best interest.
Is that really why it was canceled, though?
You just gotta make it.
From what I'm hearing, that thing's been going through a lot of changes. Okay. It doesn't seem.
And then wait. I heard the commercial first.
Yeah.
Who is it sponsored by?
1-800-411-PAIN, which here is a law office that has all these little jingles. I put my hand up on you. They use every popular song.
If you get in an accident, your car and truck get hit.
Like, literally,
just do it.
These people
do it now, do it good.
So yeah, these were the sponsors, and it was also being advertised that Drumline Championship was being filmed. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to be honest with you.
Because you worked on that.
I was a production assistant for Drumline A New Beat, which VH1 is producing, which will be premiering October 27th. So everybody tune in. I don't know what Drumline Championship is. It might be a YouTube series. It could very well be a Vimeo something. I don't know. Or you can find it on the back of a Kroger receipt. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
wow. So, I tried to do some research on it to see who was starring in it. Maybe they brought Jason Weaver back. I don't know. No one has heard. Okay, so that didn't happen yesterday. All these bands were not aware of, and you know, it's. I think it's, for me, I think when you take people's time, first off, if you didn't confirm with all these bands, don't advertise it, because we've been hearing about it here in Atlanta. It's a commercial. Like we've been, like, you know. So of course we're in the band world, so we're asking. Oh yeah, we heard you guys are coming up. You know, we heard you guys are coming up. T.S. Stewart was even listed, but mind you, they had the thing this weekend, the Southern Heritage Classic. So I'm like,
yeah, well, I have
janky
no idea.
promotions. I don't do the janky promotions. The cornbread circuit ones. I just don't. I don't celebrate those, because I feel like it's inconsiderate of, first you have to think about the students and their time. You have to think about the collegiate band directors. You have to book these buses. You have to come up. What if FAMU would have left Tallahassee?
Yeah, that would have been bad news.
How they are with buses. We need them to be here. That was so inappropriate.
No, she didn't.
No. So, but I'm saying, I feel like you need to be considerate of whom you're working with. Don't just. Yeah, so it didn't happen. Inclement weather.
Ish.
But it is supposed to happen. This is the good news. It is supposed to happen this weekend.
It was postponed.
It's postponed, and I do believe that they're combining because remember they were originally supposed to have 2 days. So I think they're going to combine both days. This is just speculation. I do not have confirmation, but I believe the plan is to combine both days and put them on Sunday at Halliford Stadium. I do believe that's the plan. Once again, it's just speculation. I don't know anything you don't know. As soon as we get the information, we would disseminate that information to you, the people. But we're just letting you know what we've been fed.
Because we're here for the bands. We want them to get exposed.
And that's what Band Room Nation is about, you know?
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Exposure. So I want the kids to perform because they obviously want to. I want them to see these. Specifically, I want them to see the collegiate bands. The fact that they're taking the time to come out on their schedule and come and showcase for the kids. So, you know, that's...
But there were also a ton of high school bands that were also performing. Right? Am I saying that right? Yeah, there are also a ton of high school bands that are also performing, and their time was like, you know, these parents are very much involved, so their time is wasted.
That morning when they arrived to the band room, oh, it's been canceled. Because that's when the band director found out.
Well, anyway, speaking of janky promotions, you know, there's also been this whole Bahamas fiasco that's been going on. With, first of all, the kids not arriving on time, then the kids being stuck there.
And the bands, I think the schools were Texas Southern
and Central.
And Central State.
Yes, Central State and Texas Southern. I heard some awful horror stories about the kids being stranded in the Bahamas, but hey, you're in the Bahamas. So what better place to be stranded than Bahamas, you know?
Well, stranded where? Are they at a hotel? Or just waiting at the airport to go home? Or
that is a good question.
where are they stranded? It's not like they're on the beach.
It is.
That's true too.
I don't have it. Yeah, you know, that's a very good point.
Very good point.
The things I've been reading, and these are all things I've read, so I don't know. I have any confirmation, but they were at the airport, and there were no flights headed back out or anything.
Yeah.
So they didn't really get to enjoy where they were.
I heard they didn't even get to enjoy the game. I heard some of them didn't even make the game.
So yeah, they split up the kids. There were several different flights that everybody was on.
Different flights.
And now, so who is the company that did this hosting or said we're gonna do Bahamas?
Yeah, I don't know. It's some type of Bahama classic something such and such. And the thing's been going on for a while because Cookman went. I want to say in 2000. Actually, maybe like 99 or 2000, real early. So they've been doing this game, apparently, for quite some time. But even some of the people I spoke with who were part of that Bethune-Cookman band said that they had some issues as well. But I mean, I understand there will probably be issues when you have...
So all the kids had passports?
They had to have passports to even get to that point.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was sitting there thinking, it was like every band member literally had to have a passport.
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah.
So, did any band make it to the stadium?
Some of the band, I believe...
Central.
Yeah, Central was there.
Played.
Yeah, Central was there.
I saw clips of them on the field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that the other... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But I know the other teams, dance girls, made it. Why would they split up the...
I don't know. I guess that's... promotions,
Maybe
but
I should go into promotions.
Yeah,
I know marching bands. Like this, I can put together an event like in my sleep.
How to book a flight. That's not that.
Exactly, just how to book a flight. And
if you've ever attended Jamboree, I work on that staff as well.
all over the place, all over the place. But anyway, since now we've segued into collegiate bands, let's talk about some of the haps that have been going on with our collegiate bands lately. But before we go on to that, to our promoters and stuff like that, we got to start thinking, and this is just all promoters. I'm not talking about the ones we were just talking about, obviously. You know, just promotions in general. We need to start thinking about the bands themselves and keeping the kids safe and doing what's in the best interest of the students and the band directors and the audience as well.
Because you're thinking of the financial aspect of it, and that's really unfair. I understand it's a business venture for you, but you really have to consider you have people's lives. These kids have to go back to school on Monday, but some of them may not make it because they're stuck
in the Bahamas.
And on another note,
in the Bahamas.
I know that the band didn't get to go, but I know that every football team, every football player.
Oh yeah, football player always gets there. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, the band is the icing on the cake. We can do with or without them. That's how they treat us. So,
but don't sign them up if you're not gonna give. If you're not gonna take care of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of the band being treated like that, you know, we don't really need the band. The band is just there as auxiliary and an ornament for the game. Let's talk about this football player who I still have some sort of a problem with. Bethune-Cookman was.
I forgot about that all that quick. I said,
Yeah, so Bethune-Cookman is on the field at a Tampa Bay game, Tampa Bay versus the Carolina Panthers. And first of all, let me give you the whole backstory first. Bethune-Cookman was caught in inclement weather.
That's the word of the week. Did you know what we heard it? Inclement weather.
All right, so they were caught in some inclement weather. All right, and so they were late getting to the Tampa Bay game, of course, or whatnot. So when they got off the buses, they were running, sprinting to get to the designated place or whatever. The officials at the game said, okay, well, there's still about 4 or 3 minutes within halftime. You can go on the field, but you have to cut your show, like, you have to cut it. So basically what Bethune-Cookman did is they sprinted on the field. They did the dance routine, and then they sprinted off the field, and that was that. But while they were doing their dance routine, apparently the kickers were on the field doing warm-up. Okay, so kickers on the field. Bethune band goes out there and is doing the practicing or the show, the dance routine.
Right.
So you have this. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I'm going to throw politically correctness out the window. You have this douchebag kicker who's pushing the kid so he can get a clear practice kick for the field goal. Like,
he kicked the ball into it.
And then he kicked the ball, which could have potentially broken the kid's nose or put somebody's eye out in the midst of the band. And people are trying to defend this.
Okay, so I'm not defending. I'm devil's advocate. Because we have to factor in that this is this man's job.
I understand that.
So he literally was doing his job. And everyone, the thing is, only we as marching band people or bandsmen know, code, ethics, things, standards that we go by. So this man was like, this is just a little band. I need to kick. If the game comes down to me, the last 3 minutes is on me. They don't get that much time to practice. Yeah. So I understand completely that he was ignorant to, he was doing his job. That's all he saw. That's it. He probably didn't even hear the music. That's the crazy part. He was right there amongst all these musicians and heard nothing. He literally was focusing on picking.
I agree with you.
So I get but my thing is I feel like everybody else is mad but the kid.
I agree with you, but even if he did not hear the music, even if he had to kick, I completely agree with you, he did not have to push that little child.
And that's my thing.
That's true. He didn't have to touch him at all.
He didn't have to touch that child. No matter what your job is, you don't have to touch that.
And see, this is my thing. I'm not talking about breaking rank. I'm not talking about being in the formation. I could care less about all of that. I understand band heads are all in a tizzy about that. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the safety issue. Don't put your hands on me.
And yeah, I agree with that.
And don't kick a ball in the midst of the kids. I understand you have to practice. It could have hit a kid. We don't have protective face wear.
Well, that's the thing, because he definitely could have kicked the ball, and the ball hit somebody in the face, and their instrument, and it messed up their mouth and ruined their entire career, and that person would be paid really well. That could have very well happened. I definitely agree with that, but he definitely did not have a right to touch that.
Right. And we're talking about NFL balls. We're not talking about Nerf balls. We're talking about the big, real NFL ball that if you're hit in the face with, that's why they have face masks on. Because they're trying to protect their face from getting bashed in. So you have this guy kicking this ball in the midst of these kids. The saxophone kid had to dodge just not to get hit by the ball. Now, props to that saxophone kid, because he dodged it and then he went straight back in the cushion. He went straight back in the cushion. And
I would like to shout out Bethune-Cookman because you guys have so much discipline. I'm going to tell you this. You all are very disciplined band, but we knew that because you were the elevator band of the South. Yeah. I swear to you, they are just so poised. And this is so interesting because the whole argument was, well, if it would have happened
to a swag band, and I'm here to attest, I agree wholeheartedly, and this is not a smack against the swag, and it
would have went probably
gone completely different.
It would have gone different.
Just imagine Southern.
I celebrate, but that's and I'm not taking away from the band directors that are in the swag.
No, not at all.
But Mr. Wells clearly has
a hold on those kids.
Yeah, they call us robots, and that was it. That was
a prime example of why they are iRobots.
Right, robots. Yeah.
That could have gone
completely wrong. And I don't think that guy realizes how wrong it could have gone.
He gets on his Instagram or Twitter. He was like, "Yeah, I spoke to my friend and
PR.
and we're good."
PR.
Mr. Wells. Dr.
Yeah, Mr. Wells.
He tried that with Gremlins mascot.
He went
in '87.
He went on to say that it was okay, it's fine.
We relate. We understood.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually took ownership.
He apologized
for the situation.
How do you feel about the apology?
Let me explain to you something about Mr. Wells. He is a businessman to the T. That was a move, right? That was a move to keep his relationship mended with the NFL.
That
in
is
my
a
opinion.
marketing strategy to make sure that
Mr. Wells is a genius.
Marching Pride is back at a Tampa Bay game.
He is a genius. But one thing that I can promise you is Donovan Wells was fired up when he saw that man pushing one of his students.
I'm pretty sure.
Now, of course, like I said, he went and did the politically correct thing to do, which is to, apologize for the situation and make the public statement and all that stuff. But and I'm not speaking for him, this is just me speculating again, but as an educator, I can promise you, Mr. Wells was completely red from seeing that man pushing one of his students. Now, the end of this situation was, like Samantha said, the guy went on his Instagram or whatever and was like, hey, I spoke with my friend, guys. Everything's cool. I gave him some tickets to the Atlanta Falcons game.
So that's the boys from Atlanta?
Yeah, the boys from Atlanta. And they gave him some Falcons tickets, and hey, me and my buddy...
How's he gonna get there, though? He's in school.
He's totally in school, and I was thinking about that, too. And some all-access passes.
Yeah, so he can get down on the field. And
oh, yeah. And possibly get pushed again by the same guy when he's in the zone again. I don't want to come to any of your games. Why are you giving me tickets to your games? You pushed me. Take these tickets and...
I wish that he would have gave him like some books for the year. At least some books. A lot of people say tuition. At least a Math 101 book. Why are you laughing? I mean, because... I'm just saying. He should have got
if he would have paid his tuition for the rest of the year, that would have sufficed.
I would have been happy. Tuition would have been good.
That's what you're saying. Don't say anything about books.
Yeah, don't give me anything.
No, I mean, like, a book.
The tickets cost more than the books. The tickets cost more than the books in the past.
Yeah. And I really think the
because
Panthers...
he can't get up there.
And I really think the Panthers should have made some type of statement because he represents them. And they should have made some type... Yeah, they should have made a statement. They should have made a statement of apology to Bethune-Cookman. And they should have done something for the band program, in my opinion.
ESPN has paid bands out to be thugs.
Oh, yeah.
Why y'all... Don't come at us, bruh.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do...
If Bethune-Cookman would have reacted, it would have been a band of thugs attacks this poor, defenseless kicker.
If Talladega was on the field.
Man, Talladega would have ripped that boy to shreds.
A lot of bands
and the band director would have what?
Marching back.
They would have had to hold him back.
Mississippi Valley.
How you doing?
They would have had to hold Bonds back because he's not having that. So let's move on because we spent a lot of time on that. So we're talking fun commentary. Oh my gosh. Next thing. I'm playing the whole Whoopi Goldberg thing here. So, bands being under attack. First of all, we've been attacked by a kicker. We've been attacked by promoters. Let's talk about being attacked by an old washed-up disc jockey, Tom Joyner. Let's talk about that.
This is the second time he's come for us.
This is the second time he's come for us. Okay, let's calm down.
Y'all had to... Okay, go ahead. Okay,
so the backstory is Tom Joyner went and made this statement that HBCU bands need to get their weight up and get their game up because we're too focused on playing things like In the Stone and Talking Out the Side of Your Neck to be innovative like Ohio State. We need to be more like Ohio State and be more innovative and things like that instead of playing the exact same thing. And then on his blog, they made a comparison to see what the audience thinks. And do you know what they used? They used this awesome, wonderful field show of Ohio State. And then they used a stand video of Grambling.
Wow.
To compare.
Can I go, please?
Go, please.
I will be the devil's advocate.
Of course.
I think that, Tom Joyner has been a supporter of HBCU.
Is he really? HBCU.
Forever. Yeah. So I think that he has an opinion and he has a show where he voices that opinion, and that's fine. I have also said that HBCU bands are doing the same thing. I also agree that maybe every band should not continue playing the same songs they played since 1983.
I agree with that as well.
And
My thing with this is... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go.
No,
Please go. Okay, my thing is this. I agree with all that too. I do believe that HBCUs need to step out of the box, you know, and do some innovative things. Some of them more than others. However, you don't need to use Ohio State as the measuring tool, in my opinion.
Now, that's what I don't agree on, because I don't think that things that stereotypical black people do should not be, not stereotypical, but things that black people normally do at our HBCUs, we shouldn't be compared to white people, because white people don't always do the right thing.
Okay, so that statement in itself. Let me just quickly tell you how I feel. I don't know if you can read this, but I think it's bull. First off, Tom Joyner, I'm not saying that he's detached, but as a disc jockey who is world renowned now, we can say that he does his thing where he gives back to HBCUs. We get that he's alumnus of Tuskegee University, but I feel like he's so detached to what we actually do. It's not even something that he can speak on. That whole Robert Champion KK side comment that he did.
Gosh.
And then to come, dude, isn't he a Q?
Yeah, I think so.
A Kappa or
I think he's a Q.
something.
Just give him Q.
He's Greek. He's Greek. So he made the most ignorant comment that one would make in reference to Robert Champion's death, and then you follow up with this: "Oh, we are not living up to a standard of this, that, and other."
And then,
but what is he? Grambling, first off, is not the band that you pull. As a Grandpax, really?
And if you're going to pull Grambling, because Grambling is having a great season this year, but if you're going to pull Grambling, be fair and put a field show clip down, okay? Not a stand clip of Grambling.
We're not even taking away from what Ohio State is doing, but we are doing it. They're just making it look a heck of a lot better.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And guess what? They also have the amenities to do that. They have the money to do that. So you want to continue giving money and this, that, and other. Why don't you give to your band programs? Because you have to realize that the fine arts programs and the music programs at these schools are not getting all that Ohio State is giving. So of course we can't sit and do all these miraculous things and bring all these kids into our programs. A lot of those kids are marching for free. They're marching for free because they love the actual the craft. They love it. So for him to discredit what we're doing, I got a problem with that, and I call bull.
You call bull?
I call bull. I'm sorry. I just
I mean, it's
and then if you go to Tuskegee's homecoming, that's the game that you go to.
Just to put you hip a couple of things, FAMU's been doing animation for quite some time.
Years!
For quite some time.
Southwest DeKalb High School.
Southwest DeKalb High School.
Miami Central.
Innovation for years.
This is something that has been going on for years.
It's not new.
Because Ohio State did it, and they're a D1 school who gets all this sponsorship for their football team, then it's like, oh my gosh, what's been going on? We care about our craft. Other people don't. So, of course, it's limited. We don't put it out there, and we don't celebrate it like we should. So they celebrate when somebody else does it. It makes it look shiny and new.
Right.
It's not shiny and new. We've been doing this for years.
Years.
What we do has an audience as well. And I don't think that if Tom Joyner doesn't like what we do, then I don't want him to see what those little Asian children are doing. Because he would really have to get some thing.
Then he'd go and discredit Ohio State.
He would really.
So America as a whole.
Right. And then he's a terrorist and he'd be deported. How about that?
Yeah.
But these little 9 to 10-year-old Asians are out here, and they've been playing instruments since they were born, and they've had a reed and a mouthpiece since they were 2 and a half. So,
or how about this? How about you change up your radio show? How about that? Yeah, you know? We got the same people that've been on the radio show for years.
Real fathers, real men. I can tell you everything that goes on your show. What you know?
It's the Tom Joyner boy.
Yeah, guys, it's time for a new jingle. How about that?
We don't like your jingle. Why don't you get HBCU to play it? How about that? I challenge you for that. How about that? And
since we're laying out challenges, you know.
In the Stone, I literally have not heard In the Stone probably since Drumline the movie.
Exactly, and the only band who plays just the intro of it is Bethune-Cookman because this is their tradition. But no one plays the entire In the Stone. Come on.
No, not
and speaking, since you're talking about how bands play the exact same thing, let's talk about how Southern bust out Bohemian Rhapsody a couple of weeks ago.
Amazing. Amazing.
Hand claps go out to Southern for pulling out Bohemian Rhapsody
Amazing.
and proving people like Tom Joyner completely wrong and making him eat egg on his face.
That arrangement.
Yeah.
That arrangement
was sick.
It was sick. Sick.
Wow.
So kudos to Hamer and his entire staff and the people who put that together, or people who even decided to play Queen of all bands. Because
I love that arrangement, but my only thing was, will they play that when they are, have they played that, because there's been other games since they played that, have they played that, or will they play that when they are not going against the PWI?
I think they will, because one thing about the Human Jukebox is they really live up to that name. Southern is that band that will play that song no one ever thinks to play, because I remember a couple years ago. Right. Southern played Single Ladies. One of the most
amazing songs that have ever been recorded. There's nothing wrong with playing that. One of the most amazing songs that has been recorded.
I was actually going to say Southern being one of the most, masculine, because they were once an all guy band. They're manly, masculine. They played Single Ladies and didn't care, and it sounded awesome, and it was really interesting to hear. So they really hold to that Human Jukebox thing. And obviously Jared was a fan of you guys playing Single Ladies. He didn't mind.
I didn't hear it, but I will search for it.
Yeah, you look that up. It was awesome. So kudos to the Human Jukebox for.
If you could, please play Let It Go from Frozen. I'm sorry. I literally want to hear. I don't care. Look, listen.
So
I want somebody to play this. I put it out there for North Carolina A&T. At this point, with A&M and their new sound, if Alabama A&M played it, I'll be fine too. I really want to hear this because it has so many dynamics in it. I think it's a really awesome song. And the movie teaches encouragement and empowerment for young ladies.
All right, so Samantha has put her quarter in to the Human Jukebox. Her request is Frozen.
And they're going to play another PWC, and it's going to be like, hey, guess what? The whole crowd is going to be singing. All the little girls are going to come out of the stands with their let it go. Do it. I say they do it, and you know what? Tom Joyner.
Awesome. Right.
We'll shut him all the way up.
Yeah, shut him all the way up. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much all, or some of just what's been going on, but all that we really have time for right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move it right back up, move it along. Actually, we have one more topic. I told a story. Stand etiquette. Let's talk a little bit about stand etiquette now that we're talking about people who are constantly attacking HBCUs. Let's talk about how we attack ourselves with some janky stand etiquette. Children, when you're in the stands, I don't really know how to approach this.
Everybody please be aware, y'all are asking everyone to have your cell phones ready in case the police gets out of line. Please know they also have their cell phones ready so that they can laugh at you on Instagram. So when you are in full marching band regalia with your spats and your instrument and your hat, and you are sitting there next to the pep cheerleading squad.
Okay, wait. So with that picture, do we know that this was during halftime?
It was during the game. They were in the
stands. It was in the game.
No. But was the band on the field and he was not on the field?
Did you stay on the sidelines or you go somewhere and hide? You don't be sitting there talking with your friends. And you show respect to the band that you are not marching with if it's during halftime. Either way, you need to be where you're supposed to be. And what you're supposed to be is not
sitting on the side. We're referring to a picture.
What school was it?
Alabama A&M University, marching maroon and white.
That's your alma mater.
Show band of the South.
You went there.
I marched there.
Yeah.
So I will say this, that the young man sitting with his homie eating popcorn and
eating.
That was a little bit.
And I know it wasn't a freshman.
And but see, this is the thing, because I've gone to several. Was it SIAC or SIAC? How do y'all pronounce
What's
it?
that?
SIAC.
What was that?
SIAC.
What?
I've gone to several of those games, and it's loose.
Is that some kind of high school division or something? What's SIAC?
Oh my God.
He's being funny.
Focus. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
So I've gone to several of those games where I've been able to literally walk and sit with the band, which I thought was really weird, but I felt special, so I did. But I know, and I always say, I was like, I can't do this at Mays High School. I can't do this at Alabama A&M. So I know that certain programs you cannot do that because we are trained, and this is like military. You will not cross this line. You cannot sit with us. You this that. But apparently, from the picture, like this young man was sitting with friends,
chilling
with popcorn.
Chilling.
So he was watching the field show with his homie, and somebody caught a picture, which just so happened to be somebody from Alabama State.
Of course.
So they found a picture, took it. Hey, I got you. Now, the one with the young lady and her hair being down. Okay, so I think that's based on different programs.
Yeah.
Because some people require everybody to look like boys. Like, your hair should be pulled back, this, that, and another. All programs don't require that. So, my thing is, her hair was at least laid. I've seen some matted. Yeah, I've seen some matted wigs.
Wait, we're not talking about how awesome her hair is. Oh, gosh.
I'm just saying. They're trying to point out that, what was it, because it was blue?
Yeah, she has some.
She has some blue stuff in there.
So, that's...
Did y'all hear her play, though?
She plays piccolo. She's awesome.
Yeah, I was going to
sure.
She's
the
really
women's
awesome.
and the swag bands are usually pretty good because they're
she's RDO. She has to be.
She's from Atlanta.
Oh, RDO. What's that?
Yeah.
But that's not the point. That's neither here nor there. Like, let's pick at her hair being...
Yeah.
Trust me, in Alabama or Mississippi, you've seen way worse.
Right. And the fact that hers was laid for the guys under a helmet, bucket hat, child hit it.
Yeah, I think that...
I've seen dancer girls. The one whose hair was landed on the field, Lincoln University.
Gosh. Oh my God.
We're not talking
about
we're talking about etiquette.
So just remember that when you leave the band room, you see how fast I'm trying to go. So when you leave the band room, you are in performance mode. Yeah. You're officially performing when you leave the band room. So just something that you want you guys to think about, because cell phones are always out now. People are waiting for you to make a mistake, because that's what gets hits on YouTube, and that's what makes people famous.
And that's what brings attention away from how your
band sounds. Right.
Because if you're from an opposing band that sounds like Bush, then of course you're going to point out that we have blue hair.
So are you trying to say that the band member who took that picture representing Alabama State did that as a tool of diversion?
They play hot cross bun.
Okay, so we have officially run out of time, seriously. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and name our band of the week, or band of this episode, right? Because we tape far and few. So our band of the show for this week goes to that one band who we feel like has made a positive splash in the band culture, who's gotten people's attention, who's, gotten really good improvement, who represents the band culture positively as far as we can see. And that band of the week, or of the show, I keep wanting to say that, is... Edward Water.
Jacksonville, Florida. Go ahead.
Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah, they're awesome. And they made a lot of heads turn when they had their fifth quarter with Tennessee State. And I hear they went at it with Tennessee State. So kudos goes out to Edward Waters. We see you, the band world applauds you, and we salute you. Send your feedback of all kind, because we read it and we actually love it. I actually love all of your comments and things like that.
And the calls.
The calls.
And the dedicated posts.
The dedicated posts. Oh my gosh. Please keep all of it up.
Keep coming for me.
Please keep it. I was actually going to come in with some tissue so my chest would be big to appease you guys, because we care what you say here at Band Room Nation.
And obviously you care about boobs.
Yeah, they are boob lovers. So bring on more boobs. But if you keep acting crazy, she's going to wear more shirts like this. So make sure you're nice.
Not even that. I just look. If you guys want to dedicate a post, keep doing it.
Please.
I'm here for it. I am so here for it. The thing is, when I shut you up, it's over.
It's an homage.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking.
The good and the bad. We love it.
We're here for it. And we're always here to encourage and have fun with you.
But don't come for us if we don't sing for you. I'm just going to tell you that now. Don't do it, because it would get really rough.
We're not the most
especially with me, because I I know everybody, and I know everybody's business. Especially in the big world.
Shut up. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Don't do it if you don't want it out.
We're not gonna threaten the people. So
we're just letting you know.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up now.
Ain't no
And
shade, no
thank
tea.
you guys for sharing with us today, sharing your time with us today. You're gonna open it. You're gonna open it. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up today. Thank you guys for showing us. I can't get it. I'm so all over the place.
You
always do that to me.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. Make sure you follow Bedroom Nation on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe up here, like this post, share it, comment, and make your opinion.
And hopefully there's no inclement weather, and we can come back to you. And we can see you next time.
Yes.
All right.
Remember, at Bedroom Nation. And stay tuned for the next episode of Halftime is Showtime. Bye.
Bye, Felicia.